Welcome to Books and Besties, the virtual book fair. Share this link with others and get ready for something awesome. Books and Besties, the virtual book fair.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome. It's me, the Queen Bee, Dr. Angie B, and I'm your host. Today, we have a plethora of guests that will be popping in and out, and we've got a lot of news and information that we want you to know about. First of all, I want to thank DJ Shaheen for our background track. Thank you, Shaheen. I do appreciate that. Thank you. And I want to thank our special co-host today, author Avalon Brown. She will be joining us in just a little bit. But before we get things started, I just want to open up with prayer. Books and Besties is a faith-based outreach, and we want you to know that we're covering you in prayer. So, Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity to reach your children. Lord, we ask that you comfort those that are sick and those who are grieving. Lord, we ask that you enlarge the territories of those that are stepping in the gap, letting others know that you and you alone are Lord. Father, we thank you for this and every opportunity just to show you that we love you. And we do invite you to join us today. Speak to us and speak through us and use us according to your will. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Well, we have a couple of announcements that we want to make just before we get started with our guests today. The 24 Hours of Favor is a charity event for a nonprofit organization that helps parents with perinatal and postpartum mood disorders. That broadcast takes place May 10th and the 11th. It's a 24-hour continuous fundraiser. And right now they are looking for sponsors. If you'd like to be one of the sponsors of this third annual broadcast event, we've got donation sponsorships available for $45 where they will tag you and tag your website. The advertiser sponsorship is $125, and we will air your commercials 5 times during the 24-hour broadcast. Plus, you'll be in the closing credits and acknowledgement. And then for a $250 sponsorship, you will get the logo on a sponsor page on the website. We will be giving you shout outs throughout the entire broadcast. You'll be included in the closing credits and a thank you post on social media, plus a few other perks. So Favored, Maternal Matters Favored is already doing things for people the first Monday of every month from 6 to 7 p.m. They've got the counseling and support services, and it is an international movement. If you'd like more information, you can call 407-436-7825. That's 407-436-7825. So that is a nonprofit organization that we are supporting, and we hope that we can support you too. Now, that was my bestie. Now let's talk about books real quick. We've got a few places where you can promote Christian books. And this was provided to us by ShellyHitz.com, ShellyHitz.com. And we do have this list, like Blog Talk Radio. You can look for Marnie's Friends, Marnies, Marnie's Friends on Blog Talk Radio. You can go to beaconads.com, beaconads.com, graceawards.org.wordpress.com, and ctnonline.com. This is an entire list where you can promote your Christian book. And so if you'd like to get in touch with us, we can share this list with you so that you can have a place to promote your Christian book. Okay. It's time for me to bring in my co-host today. Avalon Brown is coming on in. Hello, my dear. Hello, hello.
Hi, how you doing today?
Long time no see. I'm doing
Right?
good. Doing good. Doing good. I want to thank you for gathering some of your besties so that they could talk about their books. Thank you for
Yes.
today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tell us about what you've been up to since you retired as a nurse.
Constantly writing books, children books, memoir. I'm working on some nursing books, just some guides to encourage some of the young nurses, of my experience as a nurse, as a dialysis nurse, a clinical manager, a charge nurse, just a guide, to help them if they want to get into that area. This way, they'll know what to do. Because I also used to be a preceptor, so I trained a lot of new nurses coming into the hospital, coming into dialysis, also trained them, some of them to be managers and supervisors and charge nurses. So this is what
Wow.
I'm working on right now. And
Wow.
I'm currently rewriting one of my books about my mother and father's story and their journey, through life, and my father becoming a bishop and founding his own church. So that's something
Good,
else I'm working on.
good for you. Good for you. Good for you. You want to show us one or two of the books that you've recently done?
Okay. One of my recent memoirs was this one. It's called Unbroken Spirit: A Journey of Redemption, Resilience, and Healing. And there's different stories in this book about life journeys, life ups and downs, different things that I've gone through, different things that have happened to me, and how God was with me the whole time, and a lot of the healing, and how that's why I'm putting the story out now. Just, sometimes it helps to talk about it. You look back over it and you see what God has done in your life and how He has brought you through. So
Yeah.
that's what this book is all about. And my latest children book
Oh,
is Boys Love for Football. This is about my great nephew, my niece. His mom kept for like a year asking me. She saw I was writing children books. Can you? They live in Florida, so she was like, "Can you write a book about Noah and his football, career? He's on a junior varsity team." So I did that, and I ended up putting some of his pictures, real pictures,
oh,
running back. He's a running back. So, yeah, this is my latest children's book. And he was so excited when I sent it to Florida that I had written a book about him. So he took it to school, of course. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on.
I can just imagine he took it to school and showed it to all his friends. Oh, I can imagine that. Okay, it's time for you to come to Florida to do a book signing with him.
Yeah, it's on my mind. Definitely. I have so much family down there. It wouldn't be an issue. I'm working on it. I get these knees together, I'll be there.
That's good. That's good. So, what is one piece of advice you can share with someone who may want to write a memoir? A couple of people have suggested that I write one, and I just don't know if it'll be interesting. It's just a story about me. But what words of wisdom can you share if somebody needs to do a memoir?
If you have to feel comfortable that you've already gone through this. It's and you learned from it. It was a good experience to you, and then you never know what you write may think like, oh, I'm just writing about me, but you don't know how many other people have gone through this, how it
Mhm.
may encourage them to write. Or I
Mhm.
say just start writing, because somebody else definitely has gone through your experience. Sometimes we think we're the only ones, and then it encourages them to get over it, maybe bring it out, because there are some things in there that I have never spoke about, not even to my children. And once I recently said, did you know this happened to me when I was 14? And I had even forgotten about it, and someone else was talking about their book, and it brought it back to my memories. I don't know if I suppressed it or what, because it was traumatic type of thing, but
Mhm.
it enabled me to bring it out and write about it.
Wow. That's good. That's good. So we need to write not just for ourselves, but for the readers and for the family that will continue on our legacy and our ideas. Yeah. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you, sweetheart. Well, your first guest has arrived. Todd is here. And Todd and I are looking alike. We both got on our sweatshirts today. I need to put my hoodie on. But you want to tell us a little bit about Todd before we bring him on?
Well, I met Todd back in some years back in dialysis when I was a charge nurse. He used to come and help us, when we were short of staff. He is a matter of fact, he'll probably be able to tell you himself. I know he's a nurse, and he has his master's in education. He's an educator, nurse educator, a nurse. He's been a nurse. What do you call that? Clinical nurse. So he's right now like what I would love to do, but I'm retired. He's teaching other nurses to become very professional, to become excellent in their field. So yes, that's my friend Todd. He's a busy man, hard to catch up with. He loves to travel. He's always in a different state. So I just love that for him that he's able to get around like that. He's a busy man. He's definitely a busy
That
man.
is wonderful. That is wonderful. Okay, here's your round of applause, Todd. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. My award is for my parents. I'm a Hampton graduate, but I don't have any Hampton swag, but I'm representing for my parents today.
Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you, Avalon, for the invite. I don't like I like to stay busy. It keeps me motivated. And just to correct a couple of things, I have a master's in nursing from Kane. I'm a clinical educator at a hospital in Newark, and I'm an adjunct professor at Muhlenberg School of Nursing, where I graduated from. And just recently this week, I got accepted into a doctoral program, so I'm going to get my EDD eventually.
Congratulations. Oh my goodness. School is never out for the professional.
No. So I know Dr. Angie, we working on the other stuff. I'm working on a book with Avalon. I know she's telling me I'm trying to get the questions together. I've reached out to several of people that I went to nursing school with. They're interested. So I want to get their stories, but I want to get the questions right. So this book comes out really good because it can be motivational to future nurses. It's what we went through in nursing school and what we're doing after nursing school. I still speak to most of the people that I went to nursing school with, and I speak to more of the people I went to graduate school with. So, but like Avalon said, I enjoy, showing new nurses the ropes, the pitfalls, not only advice and working in different settings and hospitals, but life. For number one, save your money. It's not always going to be like this, right? That's the key, because we can get old really quick and the money's not going to always be there.
My sister just went on a tour of a retirement facility in Michigan, kind of like assisted living, but
Right.
I think she called me. She was so excited. It had a movie theater, it had tennis court, it had this, it had that. It was only $6,000 a month.
Only.
And I tell you, you're right. The money will run out before you know it. So you better save it.
Because it's definitely like a shock from us being nurses, and making that money, that 6-7 figure, and all of a sudden you retire, and it's like, this is all they give me for all the years I put in, so it's so different, especially if you don't want to continue working. Like me, I'm tired of working under supervisors who,
Right.
just don't know how to act and all of that. So it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna, adjust life, live on what I have, and I'm gonna be peaceful. I'm not gonna be
Right.
dealing with that. I'll leave that for Todd. That's Todd's job. Like he
Well,
said, I'm old. I'm
mhm.
a claim I'm old. Okay, I'm 67. I want to rest.
I
Because
feel you.
has been a very strenuous. Not only dealing with the supervisors and your peers and the work in general,
Yeah.
especially if you go to different specialties of nursing, you're going to get worn out at some point, and me, I'm not burnt out, but I'm worn out.
Yes, I
I'm
feel
tired.
you.
I want to rest.
Mhm, mhm. And I'm excited that you are resting and sharing and
Yes.
writing books.
Yes.
I'm excited about that. But some folks, they rest and then they just don't get up again. Whew, I don't want that kind. Mm-mm-mm. Todd, tell me a little bit of something that makes you smile. What do you do that
I don't
really?
know. I'm more happy-go-lucky. Love to get up. I get up early every day. Fact that I'm a nurse is really it makes me feel good knowing that I can help somebody. I'm not no longer direct patient care anymore, but if I can shape a young nurse or a student nurse and guide them in the right way, that makes me feel good. Because when the semester's over and I get one card or one text or just one thank you for all the work that I've done for them in that semester, that makes me feel good. Then it's all worth it. It's all
Good.
worth it. I come from a long line of educators. My dad was a professor in the Bronx, New York, at Bronx Community College, and then my mother taught in the South Bronx too. She was an elementary school teacher. So never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be an educator, but here I am. You never know where life is going to take you and what opportunities open for you.
You're right. You never know. And that's why we do this show. That's really why we do Books and Besties. We want you to hear from a variety of people, the authors, the entrepreneurs, the ministry leaders,
Right.
the organizational leaders. We want you to hear how God has redirected their paths and ordered their footsteps. And
Yes.
more people say, I never thought I'd be here. I never thought I'd be doing this. I
Right.
never thought. And so just get ready. Just get ready for whatever
You never know where your blessings are going to come from.
That's true. That's true. Now tell me about your writings. You've been in a couple of projects.
Avalon sparked my writing, and yes, thank you, Avalon. I proudly show that book. Um, uh, it was one of the best accomplishments in my entire life so far.
Wow.
And Avalon sparked me to do more. That's why she's pushing me to do this other book. When I see her text or phone number coming in, I'm like, oh God, I haven't done what I'm supposed to do. But we're working on it. She says I'm a busy person. I think some of that is true. I do like to travel. I like new things. It's funny because I was looking to go somewhere tomorrow, but I don't know with the weather. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I just like to meet new people. I like to experience new things. So that's it. I'm just happy to be alive, happy to change somebody's life, even if it's simply just speaking to somebody for a second, a stranger on the corner. If you have people that are lost in the hospital, I don't know my way around this hospital too well, but I'll say, okay, let's find out where you need to go. I'll help you out. But you can always learn something from somebody. I don't care what they do or what station in life they are. You can always learn something from an individual. I don't care what they do. And if you hold that to be true, you'll be a better person yourself.
Absolutely. If you respect that to be true,
Yeah.
yes. No matter what they're doing, respect
Yes.
them enough and you can glean from them. You can
Yes.
learn something. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Avalon, you didn't tell us that you were Todd's writing coach. You cracking the whip.
Oh, yes, she is.
Yeah, I've been pushing him. I said, Todd, Did you do those questions yet? I'm getting on it. I'm getting on it.
I know this has been December. But
I said write one question a day or take 1 hour a day and write a question.
Yeah, so I usually try to do my weekends. And so this is my weekend to get my questions in. And I have a good friend. He's going to help me with that. So my deadline is, Avalon, by the end of this month, I'm going to have you a proposal. I'm going to have the questions to you, and we're going to go from there. I promise you that, okay?
No, I'm going to remember that, right?
Hold me to that too, Dr. Angie, okay?
No problem. Okay. Because it's right. You're right. You want to make plans for it, just like you plan a vacation or a trip, or writing takes planning. And if you give yourself a deadline and then plan it out, that helps. So if your deadline is Monday, you got 20 minutes after you get off the air with us, you got 15 minutes after church tomorrow, and you should be done. There you go.
Are you riding on that plane? Because he might be in France tomorrow when you see him.
Oh, Lord.
That's how he is.
You're right. I want to go to Europe for my 55th birthday this year. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but that's my plan.
Good for you. I know that we've got a couple more topics that we want to hit, and Todd, I want to ask you a couple more questions.
Sure.
But we're going to take just a quick little commercial break, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, everybody. It's me, the Queen Bee, Dr. Angie B., and I'm inviting each of you to join me for a year in literacy. I'll be in Daytona Beach, Florida, February 20th through the 22nd for the 9th Annual Fresh Book Film Festival and the 14th Annual Fresh Book Festival. Join me February 20th at the Museum of Arts and Science, 352 South Nova Road, and the 2-day Fresh Book Festival at 925 George W. Ingram Boulevard in the beautiful city of Daytona Beach, Florida. Come out and meet authors, publishers, producers, on-air radio personalities, and more. Get your tickets at freshbookfestivals.net. Follow Fresh Book Fest on Facebook, or send an email to freshbookfestivals@gmail.com. It's a year in literacy. You don't want to miss it. Desmond's wish for Christmas is a blue scooter. He goes to bed early Christmas Eve, hoping that when he wakes up on Christmas Day, his wish has come true. The newest children's book from author Avalon S. Brown. Connect with the author on Instagram, author Avalon S. Desmond's Wish by author Avalon S. Brown. Now available. The Precious Petals of God, an anthology presented by visionary Diana C. Hill and a collection of anointed authors. Don't let this day go by without capturing a copy for yourself and secure another copy for someone else. An eclectic collection of stories symbolizing the flowers, the women of the Bible, and the authors. Contact any of the co-authors to purchase your copy, or purchase your copy on Amazon, and be sure to write a review. The Precious Petals of God, an anthology published by Angie B. Productions and presented by visionary Diana C. Hill. We can help you put the pieces together. Audiobooks, flyers, commercials, and more. Angie B. Productions on Facebook.
Okay, we're bringing everybody back in. Now it's time to get all into Todd's business. Todd, the ladies want to know, are you married? Do you have nephews, nieces, children, dogs, cats? And how you get all this money to be traveling to Paris and France and all these other places? They wants to know. What you want to tell them?
Yes, I'm married, no children. That's it. Just me and my wife traveling the world. That's it.
Good for you both. Good for you both.
Yeah. So that's what we do. We plan trips. Most of them she doesn't like, but it's okay. But we're working on. We're both turning 55 this year, so we're looking to get into some trips this year. So we'll see. We had to go to Charleston. Had a death in my family, so that's why I was down in Charleston last month.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm planning a trip, a 7-day writing retreat in Costa Rica.
Oh wow!
August.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So if you want information on that, hit me up after the show. I'll let you know. Just 7 days of encouraging us to write and get our outlines together, and I can't wait. That's my birthday gift to myself.
That's one of the places we got our stamps and our passport. We've been to Costa Rica.
Really?
We had a really good time.
I hear it's lovely. Mm-hmm. So, author Miss Brown, tell us. I know at one point, Avon, you said you were writing children's books to represent your grandchildren. How many more grands you got to go?
Oh, let's see. I have the oldest grands to do, the 21-year-old, the 25, and the 20. No, he just turned 26 this month, and the 27-year-old. I still have to do their books. I'm not quite sure. Well, the 21-year-old, I know she loves fashion stuff, so I'm going to write hers based around wearing masks and making her own fashion masks. So wow. I got her down. I don't know about the other two. You know, the 26-year-old is a young man, and then the 27 she's really hard to write about. I really have to figure out, unless I take like a children's story and use their name type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I know the young man used to have asthma when he was real little. So I said I might do something like that and use his name. He don't have it now because when he was little, I put him in that prayer line, and he grew out of that asthma real quick within a year. He was only like 3 pounds when he was born, so he stayed in the hospital a long time. And then I still have, is it 2 other great grands? Yeah, 2 other great grands to write about. Yeah.
Congratulations!
Yeah, so I'm getting there, little by little.
About 5 or 6 more books. That's what it sounds like.
Between them and the nursing books, because right now Todd is reviewing, because he's an educator in nursing and educating. I wanted him to review my book and tell me what I think. Matter of fact, Todd went in between this. This is the first guide for the nurses.
Okay, good.
So I want Todd to see if I have captured everything that a young nurse needs to know about nursing. So that's where I'm headed. Besides the one, I'm working on like 2 or 3 things at a time, and I'm working on the one what I said, my father and mother. I'm revising this book. I had did it before, but I'm revising it now and just focusing on my mom and dad's journey, because they met each other when they were 2 years old. They married when they were 16 years old. He told her at 2 years old, "You're going to be my wife." And their journey all the way up from the South here to the North, where he became a bishop and founded his own church. So I'm revising the book. So I'm working on like 3 different types of book at one time, Todd.
Okay, good. You're busy too.
Yes, that's keeping me busy from retirement, keeping my mind going.
Yes.
I keep jumping into these different ideals. Then I'm helping out Dr. Angie, and I'm also helping another lady at the bookstore, helping others to become authors.
Good.
And having little programs and stuff. So
yeah, with Avalon's assistance, We've published a couple of books, and this one actually comes out today.
Wow, congratulations.
There is hope for me yet. Jerry and her chief. This is a true love story about these two people, and it is absolutely beautiful. And I couldn't have published it. I couldn't have published it without your help, sweetheart. I mean,
No
thank you
problem.
so much. It is a beautiful read. It's a love story. They have been married for 3 years, and both share stories about their first spouses. He was married for 64 years to his wife and became a widow. And she was married for 45 years and became a widow. And then they recently found each other. And so it's a beautiful project. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hopefully we'll get to see the two of them later on in the show. Hopefully they can pop in. But I tell you what, it is just a joy to be able to talk with you, Todd. Give us some advice. How long you been married? Give us some marriage advice.
7 years. What kind of advice would I give you? You got to find the right person. You'll have to have the same goals. I think I kind of married my mirror image in a woman. She's driven. She's helpful. She's my number one cheerleader behind all the things that I set out to do. So one of the good things is that if I say, babe, let's do this or let's do that, like she'll take over and it gets done. So I know she's the one that's like, all right, what is going on with this book? Because I see you over there doing nothing. And I'm like, all right.
Good, I got backup.
All right, yes. I'm gonna give Avalon her number. So if she can't reach me, she's like, what's going on with this book? But she's giving me a lot of good advice. Usually most of it I don't take, but 2025, I'm gonna start taking some of her advice. And she puts the ideas out there to spark interest. So I started with some of the questions. I think I'm at like 15 questions, but I don't think they're detailed enough to capture what I need to get out of my former classmates about nursing school. Because you go in with one idea and you come out with something else. Because I have some friends that didn't become nurses, but they finished nursing school. They actually, passed the NCLEX. They chose to do other things. Some people in other fields. And so, but I want to hear your story too. Because you go in and say, yeah, I'm going to work in the ED. And then emergency room, emergency department. And you never do. There's some people that say, I'm going to work in labor delivery. They come out, they work in labor and delivery, and they stay their whole career. So new nurses, people in nursing school need to hear these stories. And so one of the weekends when I went to Charleston, I met up with one of my former professors. And she was one of the professors that that helped me with a patient that was in isolation. And I'll never forget the impact she had on my life. So the goal is with relationships is you got to have somebody in your life that understands where you're going and what you want to do and what you want to achieve. You don't have to agree on everything, but you have to have some similar goals that you share in common. Okay, and that's definitely going to help out. Everything is not always rosy, but there's the more better days than there are bad days. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. That's powerful.
Thank you.
Avalon, you want to add to that?
Well, I think if you take 10 questions and with all the questions you have and put them in the right sentence, you can get their whole nursing life out of that.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna take that under advisement. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't mind letting me see those questions?
I sure will. All right, later today.
I think 10 good questions can get their whole nursing career told.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And Todd,
I hear it.
Yeah. Todd, I had somebody to say that 10 good statements is also an outline for a book.
For a book,
Wow. Okay.
10 good chapters, 10 good statements, 10 good scenarios. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. We're not going to harp on you too much, Todd.
All right. No problem.
We know you got things to do.
We just motivating you.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. Don't let us double team on you.
It's okay.
I'll tell you something about Todd. As long as I know, how long I known you? Let me see. I've been out of the house since
2014.
Since
Over
when?
10 years.
Yeah, and I never knew Todd was married.
At the time I wasn't married. This is real. At the time I wasn't married when we met.
Oh, okay.
See, that's a shame, girl. He didn't even invite you to the wedding.
He didn't let me know. Much as he talked to me.
It was small.
On Facebook.
It was a small wedding.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. we'll quit fussing
Like
at
that
you.
book said, there's hope for me yet.
There it is. There it is.
Yes. There's the guy right there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Todd, tell us something about becoming an author. You wrote something in an anthology and you are an author.
Okay.
Tell us something. Why would someone want to become an author? Why would they want to share?
That's a really good question. I think because you have a story that's worthy of being told, and your whole goal in life should be to help somebody. If I could just help one person, I think my life would be fulfilled. Right. And so if I can avoid a pitfall, or I can help you avoid a pitfall, I think it's all worth it. Absolutely. And so, I grew up in the Bronx, not the South Bronx. Nothing wrong with the South Bronx. But my parents always put me with the right people. I have a cousin that's an engineer in Rochester, a cousin that's a doctor in Detroit, and my mother would send me down to DC to see her brother, who was also a physician. So I was always with the right people. I had really good role models in my life. And so that's key. So I have a godson. This is his last year. I'm trying to get him to go to Hampton, but he got into some really good schools. He got into Morehouse, Clark, Morgan State, but I'm pushing Hampton. So I'm just trying to make sure that he has the right people around him. All his brothers and sisters graduated from college, so he's destined to do the same. So just be around the right people. My uncle that was a doctor, God rest his soul, Dr. Horace Laster, he said, always be in school. I don't care if you're just taking lunch. So I hold that high.
Right. Always be in school. Absolutely. And what kind of effect, I know we all want to be effective, but what kind of effect do you think, or an impression do you leave with your students? I know there are some instructors I had that really struck the fear of God in me. I'm like, oh no, I can't. And there's some others that really encouraged me. So what do you think?
Right. Oh, that's a good question too. Nursing is usually, they want you to learn by fear. I don't think that's works well. But I tell people, this is a school that I graduated from. And you can too. But you have to put in the work. And that's it. It's simply, that is the goal. You have to put in the work. They believe that if they show up in class, I'm going to be taught everything about being a nurse. No, that's not correct. You have to go home and study. You have to be prepared for clinicals. You have to be prepared for simulation. You have to be prepared for class. You have to be prepared for tests. You have to be prepared. But they believe that they could just show up in class and listen. That's not how it works in nursing. So that's what I try to instill in them. And you have to do a lot of studying outside of just sitting in class. I spent, I don't know, the good portion of maybe 5 to 6 hours a day studying.
Wow.
That's how I ended up I did pretty well in nursing school. And I tell people that's what you have to do. You can't just, you think that you're going to absorb everything by sitting in the class. You have to actually read the book. I tell people, read the book. And then I bought other books, had other resources to help me study. You have to prepare to do questions. And so a nursing school test, probably about 50 questions. The final's 100. So for every test, I probably did between 200 to 400 questions for every exam. And then NCLEX, which at the time when I took it was 75 to 265, I believe. I did 10,000 questions. And the reason why I know I did 10,000 questions, because I did the whole test bank of questions.
Wow.
So I tell people, you have to be prepared.
Wow.
And that's the story. You have to be prepared.
Wow.
That's good. And Todd happened to be, so I happened to be the last class to take the test the way we did. They have a computer.
Yeah, it's on computer. And when that computer shuts off, it's scary because at that point you don't know.
I would have rather done it that way though, Todd, because we did the thing where we was in this large warehouse.
From
8 a.m. to 4 p.m. we was doing nothing but testing all day for 2 days.
Right. Yeah.
So I would have rather done the computer.
The computer. When that computer shuts off, everything goes blank. It's the scariest feeling in the world. And then you have to wait 48 hours to get your results from the time you started the test. Those are the longest 48 hours of your entire life.
And don't forget, you have to be ready not to sleep some nights when you're in nursing school.
Yes.
There's actually some nights where you don't sleep because you're studying to the next morning and then you're going right to school.
Yes. I was just talking to one of the graduates. She graduated last May, and I told her she was retired. I forgot what her career was, but she was retired. And I said, "Okay, your test is in a couple days." I said, "Don't sleep." Right? And she said, "That can't be the answer." And I said, "Yes, that's the answer. Don't sleep." And at the time, she was upset. But when I spoke to her earlier this week, she said that was some really good advice. I was like, "I told you."
Mm-hmm. Angie, like, don't sleep. There are nights when you don't sleep when you're in nursing school.
Right, yeah.
It seems like you don't sleep much once you become a nurse either.
Yeah,
12-hour shift.
Sleep is overrated anyway.
Oh, 12-hour shift. I tell you. That's a little too much.
Because I got books to write now, so I can't sleep. Okay, I mean, it's a good feeling.
It is.
I like to get up early in the morning too because it's different. So when I go to work every day, I see the sunrise. Not too many people can say that. I enjoy seeing the sunrise. There's some beautiful colors in the morning. It makes me know like this is going to be a good day, regardless of whatever everything else I have going on. But I see the sunrise every day. Okay,
I'm so optimistic. I love that. I love it.
Right.
Yeah. Seems like you would have lost some of that after years of dealing with sickness and patients. And I've met some people that, because the medical profession just kind of beat them up, they're just down about everything. I appreciate you.
You gotta have if you're gonna make it through the day, because something's gonna happen before the day is over. So you already got yourself worked up. I'm gonna have a good day, and you just never. Well, I'm talking about myself. I just never, because some people used to say, "Avalon, you so nonchalant." No, I'm not nonchalant. And that I came in with a different attitude. I'm gonna get my work done. I'm gonna deal with whatever happened, and I never dealt with true burnout like some nurses said they burnt. I never dealt with that, so I don't. I can't explain me and how I was as a nurse, because even people ask me about us dealing with death, which I'm writing a guide on that. I just had a separation going on there. I just knew, it's hard to explain. It's an individual kind of thing when in nursing to deal with it. You got to go in with a certain kind of attitude if you're going to be able to deal with what's coming along for the day.
Right.
So that's how you deal with death, the separation.
Yeah, there's a certain separation there that I have. And then coming up under a bishop, my father always taught me a lot about death and, in a spiritual, so I can kind of put the two of them together where if my patient die, I'm not going to break down. I'm there for the family. I'm there to be their cornerstone during this time of grieving, because you're going to see a lot of things happen at the bedside when the family come in. You got to be ready to deal with that. You know, a lot of families deal with it in a different way when they come in, and you got to be that nurse.
Wow.
Yes.
My God. Who knew? Who knew? We, from the patient point of view, just thought y'all came in and gave us injections and,
Yes.
you know. But Pastor Letiska Powell just made a comment. She said, when passion is your purpose, we push through to the end because of purpose.
Amen.
And that is absolutely what you just said, you know. Oh, thank you, Pastor Powell. I appreciate you for that. I do. Gotta give a quick shout out to Tracy Small, who is watching today and gave us a heart, and a couple other people that are watching us on my page. Thank you so much. A very special shout out to the Jericho Broadcast Network, who's streaming us live today. Thank you so much. Jericho Broadcast has been streaming for 25 years now. 25 years.
Wow.
And they started with the Black College Sports Network. They were the network to go to the black colleges and broadcast their sporting games when nobody else would.
Okay.
And they did it on the internet. Even before we started using YouTube, there they were. So this weekend, the Jericho Broadcast Network is in Eatonville, Florida, which is just north of Orlando.
Okay.
And they're broadcasting from the Zora Neale Hurston Festival. And so I'm excited to be able to announce that. Also, Dr. Little is watching us. Thank you, Dr. Smith Little. We appreciate you for being with us today. And if you have any questions, you can just pop them in there, or you can send a text. The number to text is 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519. Got some information that we want to share today. This is Books and Besties, and sometimes our besties are going through things and we don't know how to help them. So the domestic violence hotline number is 800-799-7233. Or you can send a text message. You can text the word BEGIN, BEGIN, to 88788. And we're going to leave that up there for just a few minutes so that people can have a chance to jot the number down. There are times when we really just don't know what to do to help our friends, physically or mentally. Tell me, the two of you. I know your careers have been helping to mend the body physically, but is there any aspect of nursing that helps patients mentally? Todd, you want to address that?
Okay. Repeat that question again. I want to make sure I answer the question correctly.
You've got a patient and you're taking care of their body, you're giving them their medicine and helping them however the doctor prescribes. Okay. But is there any part of your job that helps a patient mentally?
So I think
and they're in the bed.
Knowing that there's somebody there is comfort. That somebody's there to take care of them is really comfort. That's all you need sometimes. Right? It sounds simplistic, but that's what you need sometimes. Even with the dialysis unit, I mean, we would have an open room full of people, depending on what kind of clinic you were in. You know what? To see a knowledgeable nurse, a healthcare worker there every day for you is sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Because I was going to say the same thing. I think because Todd and I have worked together, our most mental, emotional support has been in dialysis because we were in outpatient dialysis.
Right.
And we have patients to come in there 3 times a week. And sometimes just instead of putting them on the machine and keep on going and giving them meds, you take the time and you sit down there, because those are patients like you and I that come in and out. They go out, they have normal lives, they just spend those 3 or 4 hours on the machine. But sometimes they have so much on their heart and their mind, just sitting down there listening to them. Sometimes you have a solution for them. And sometimes in the beginning, we get a lot of angry patients because they're angry. Their kidneys fail. They got to be on this machine. They don't want to be. And I have gotten to sit and talk to a lot of those angry patients and get them to the point where, okay, I come in, I know Avalon's there, she's going to sit and talk to me.
Right.
And that anger kind of smooth out. And they'll start talking after a while, like they'll open up to me.
Yes.
And, and they feel like a comfort in me, and they can sit and talk to me and let me know why they so angry when they come in. And eventually I get them to the point where I done soften them up. They come in smiling. So I think that's where I have spent most of my emotional support help in dialysis, because I was there for 20 years. I'm not sure how many years Todd was there, but I was a charge nurse there for 20 years. So we had, like, in my facility, we had 216 patients coming in there on a daily basis. Yes.
I was 6 years as a nurse in dialysis, and then I did 2 to 3 years as charge and clinic manager. So I know exactly what Avalon's talking about. Sometimes it's just getting to know patients, and there is help. There is somebody here to help you.
Just getting to know the patients. I tell you. We've got another question coming in. What's the best way to stay out of the hospital? What's the best way to stay out of the hospital?
Exercise, eat right, and get plenty of rest. That's it. You do, but I know in the inner city, people use the hospital as their doctor, but you need to go for your checkups. You need to go for routine testing. That's how you stay out of the hospital.
Wow.
Nowadays, there's so much preservative in the food. You got to really watch what you eat.
It preserves the food, hard. But not you.
No, it's so hard.
Yeah. Right. It don't preserve you. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Exercise and eat right. Okay. I told them thank you for
I'm a firm believer that if I have whatever I have wrong, I want to see the specialist. I don't want to see just my medical doctor.
Right.
I mean, that's just me. If it's my bones, I want to see the bone doctor. If it's my lungs, I want to see I have to see a specialist. I'm going to go to my medical doctor to get a referral, but I want to see the specialist in that area. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That makes sense. That absolutely does make sense. It does. Okay, we're going to take another real quick break. And Todd, we don't want to keep you all day, but you're welcome to hang out with us.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Angie and Avalon. We'll be in touch. I'm going to send preliminary questions over to you. I got to give you a deadline. I'll give them to you by Monday, okay, what I've worked on so far. But I want to thank you, ladies.
I'll just be waiting for them, Todd. I won't rush.
All right. I want to thank you, ladies, for so much for pulling these things out of me. I didn't even know it was in me to be an author. I really didn't, but I really enjoy it. But I want to thank you so much, okay?
Thank you, Todd.
Your day and keep in touch. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a good one, dear.
DJ Shaheem Care Mix Edits. Explore innovative fusion music of hip-hop, house, Afro beats, and gospel genres all rolled into one perfect mix. Visit the world of a gospel praise experience as DJ Shaheem shares his new edit packs, filled with a remarkable experience. Enhance and elevate your worship experience through praise as we embark on a new and unique purpose to glorify Jesus and what he has been able to do in our lives. If you are looking for a different vibe in your worship and praise experience, this will definitely keep you moving and inspire you throughout your day and week. These mix and edit packs are not only for DJs and radio stations, but are meant for gospel music lovers as well. Take time out and visit DJ Shaheem Care Mix Edits for your music source. Support the ministry as we reach others and draw them closer to Christ. Stay blessed, safe, and encouraged. DJ Shaheem Mix Edits. .sellfy.store. If you or someone you know needs help coping with depression, anxiety, or PTSD, overcoming low self-esteem, or managing major life transitions, we invite you to schedule a free consultation call for telehealth clients. Shekinah Downs, licensed clinical social worker, is now accepting new telehealth clients in the office too. Schedule a free consultation by calling 386-385-4483. That's 386-385-4483 in the brand new Daytona Beach office as well. 50 to 60-minute individual therapy sessions and a variety of insurance plans are accepted. Couples therapy and coaching is coming soon. We invite you to log on to cjaqis.com. Schedule a free consultation by calling 386-385-4483. That's 386-385-4483. Please allow us to introduce you to one of the graduates of our YUP program.
Hi, I'm Sandra B. I live in Michigan. And yep, I'm an author.
YUP, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Our goal is to initiate literacy in students and lead them to entrepreneurship through authorship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. Students participate in virtual writing workshops where they are encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of stories read. We ask you to support our youth. For a donation of only $50, your company or organization will be mentioned as a youth supporter in the next audiobook. Send an email to yupi'manauthor@gmail.com to provide a scholarship for a young person to participate.
Yep, I'm an author.
Proceeds are accepted and disbursed by Angie B. Productions. And now, these students are authors and entrepreneurs. Follow us online. Just search for Yup, I'm an Author on Facebook. Use the hashtag Yup, I'm an Author. Or call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for more information. This program is sponsored in part by Angie B. and Barty Productions.
Yep, I'm an author.
Yep, that was Sandra B. and she is an author. I like to play that piece because we're currently inviting students to join the YEP program. We've got time now to put a program together so that these students can be authors, published authors by the summertime, and use those books to start their own summer business, their own business for the summer. So excited about the Yep, I'm an Author program, Youth Entrepreneur Author program. And I do invite you and your students to join in. Coming back in with my partner, Avalon, and I see that we do have another question. So I'm going to put these questions, Avalon, we're going to put these questions and statements out there. First of all, we got Dr. Little, who said hello. So hello, Dr. Little. Good to see you. But Dr. Little also said that is wisdom. You need to see the specialist. You need to see the specialist. That's wisdom, what you were saying.
Yes, that's that has been my belief, because your medical doctor, most of the time he's an internalist. So he knows how to treat you. But when there's something really wrong, like, with my knee, I want to see the orthopedic. He'll be happy to give you a cortisone shot or something like that, give you a shot in your arm for your pain. But I want to see the specialist. I want to know what's going on with my knee, because it could be bone to bone. It could be a torn ligament. It could be, a torn meniscus. So I want to go to him, because he's going to send me for an MRI. He's not going to just do an X-ray. The doctor can send me for an X-ray, but he can send me for an MRI and find out exactly what's going on inside of my knee. Am I headed for surgery or what? So I want the specialist so that I can know what's going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And going back to Pastor Letiska Powell, when passion is your purpose, we push through to the end because of purpose. Yes. My passion today was getting these programs done, even though in the background there's some challenges going on within my family, but this is my purpose. My passion is my purpose. And we are pushing through. I thank the Lord for my co-host today. We're pushing through to be able to get these books out there, to be able to introduce you to the authors, the entrepreneurs, and the community leaders. So thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, that's very important. Even like with me with nursing, there's so much that go on in nursing that the public don't know. It has to be your passion to stick with it, because I stuck with it for 43 years and I went through many challenges, especially with like supervisors and discrimination, because I started in the 80s and just unfair things. But because nursing was my passion, I was not there for those things that was going on. Yes, I had to deal with them, but I came there for nursing. I came to be a nurse, be the best that I could. And I just persevered with it. I ended up writing a book about it. It was the devil all along. I wrote up till 2010 because I wanted the public and people to know we're not just there in a white uniform. We're going through things, but because it's my passion, I'm sticking with this. My father said, never let them make you quit. And that's what I did, no matter what. He's a God will always watch over you, and that's what happened.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now you have retired, and I just want to show everybody, look at the books that you have to share with the public. Oh, this is just a beautiful collection of books. I see a poetry book. I see the one you showed us earlier, Noah's Love of Football. Tell us some more about the books that are displayed here that you haven't told us about yet.
These books here, all the characters in the children books are my grandchildren. They are the characters. The poetry book, I was surprised myself that I ended up writing 37 spiritual poems. And I just was thinking about the thoughts that the pastor was given in church, because I always write them down when I'm in service, and the scriptures that he used to do his teachings. And I just took those topics and poems just started coming out, and I made it like my life poems, but in a spiritual manner. And, and I end up with a whole poetry books. The nursing books, Like I said, one is about the memoir about my career and the different things that I went through and what I had to deal with while I was in nursing, but I kept on going. The other books are the anthologies that Angie worked with me. Nursing is our passion, we can't quit. And we also did one nursing, men, we are nursing too, about how men felt about them as male nurses and the things that they go through working as a male nurse, because it's not always easy for them, especially when they have to worry about sometimes, if a female want to claim that they handle them in an inappropriate way. So they wrote about those things. The one on the end, God, these birds, you sent me those birds. That's a story about my pastor and his wife. They do a 4-mile walk every day, and they are bird watchers, and they see all these beautiful birds that you don't normally see in the city of Newark that for some reason comes to their backyard. So I wrote about them and their birds. Yes, these birds, like they are bird watchers, and then like they said, the birds somehow, that's why they feel like God sent them, because you don't actually see those kind of birds in Newark. But they were coming to their backyard, and Mother Cartwright was taking pictures of these different birds. So
Wow.
and the other one is the guide books that I want to start writing, guides to profession, so nurses can elevate in their professions. And I want to write one as a charge nurse, clinical manager, and dialysis nurse, just to give them a guide of things that they need to do, how to like flourish in their profession. So basically, that's what they want. Now, this one got a lot of children. Nana's under Nana umbrella.
Oh, yeah, in the middle.
Yes, I had all my grandchildren to write a story about their experience growing up with Nana, and I made a book out of it, and I put their pictures in it. So I kind of did an anthology for the grandchildren also.
How cute. Oh, just perfect. Just perfect. Perfect. Now, what's your website?
My website is author.avalonsbrown.com. And if you go to the website and click on the book, you can buy the book right through the website.
Okay. There is something for everybody, for little boys, little girls, parents. Look like something in here for everybody. Oh my goodness, this is perfect.
I
Thank you
did
so
one
much.
on dialysis too. Yeah.
Really?
The one in there. Look, see my dad in the big machine.
Oh,
This one,
yeah.
My dad, my great grandson, he's 11. His dad is young, early 30s, and he ended up on dialysis a couple of years back. I think he was in his late 20s. And so I ended up writing a book about, a little boy that always hung with him and his dad always went somewhere on the weekends. So the dad ended up getting sick because he was having high blood pressure, and I guess he wasn't taking care of it, and he ended up on dialysis. So I wrote a story about a little boy that was worried about his dad because they couldn't have fun anymore. And once the dad started, he did dialysis at home, and they start explaining to his son that this will make me feel better. We'll be able to start going out again. And then the son, begins to get happy. He wasn't so much worried about his dad anymore because they started back going out again.
Oh, that's so nice. The big machine, I tell you. It's the simplest way to explain things to people, not just children, but people. That is wonderful. Wonderful. I tell you, there's so much to learn about taking care of yourself and members of your family, and a lot of that ends up in a book. So I applaud you for that. I truly do. Let me tell you about the Fresh Book Festival that's coming up February 20th to the 22nd. The title is A Year in Literacy. It's in Daytona Beach, Florida, and it kicks off with a film festival and then the 2-day book festival. This is the 14th annual book festival, and the 9th annual film festival. And so I'm excited to be there again this year. I'll have my little microphone and I'll be interviewing the authors and the people that are there. And thank you so much of that. Thank you for that. And then we got to get ready for the 24 Hours of Favor. That's May 10th and 11th. This is a charity broadcast event to benefit those with perinatal and postpartum mood disorders. This is our 3rd annual fundraiser. And right now, the organization is looking for sponsors. A donor sponsor can come in for $45, an advertiser for $125, and a full-fledged sponsor for $250. And this is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that's already doing good things in the community. So you will be sowing a seed into very fertile ground. Let me tell you what they're doing already. The first Monday of every month from 6 to 7, they have their perinatal and postpartum counseling and support services. And the founder of the organization told us that they're also international. They've been able to help some folks that are in Canada. And that is a wonderful thing. This is a Florida-based organization that is reaching the globe. So just visit mmfavored.org. Stands for Maternal Matters Favored, mmfavored.org, and you can learn more about that. And again, for the Fresh Book Festival, you can search for Fresh Book Festivals on Facebook, and the website is freshbookfestivals.net. freshbookfestivals.net. I'm excited about this book that you wrote, Jaquay, The Fearless Ant Leader. Those little ants were just determined to get some food. They wasn't gonna take no for an answer. They was gonna get in that house and get some food no matter what. All the challenges that they went through. Ooh, I tell you, that was a hot mess. That was a hot
actually a real story I turned into a fiction children book.
Oh my goodness. It's
actually a real story.
That is the
the mother of my church, she loves to garden. And one day she was, talking about how all of these ants just came out of nowhere. And she had been doing different things every day, trying to keep these ants out of her plants. And they were just everywhere. And I'm sitting there listening and laughing to all the different little antics that she's doing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a book out of this story. And that's what I did. Like, she was determined to get rid of them. But eventually they slowed down and they wasn't there as much. But she never defeated those ants.
I guess not. I love it. Well, I want you to tell me a little bit about your next guest. Is this Sister Wilson?
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, author Naija, yes.
Yep, she's going to be joining us shortly, and I'm excited about that. But I want to, before we go into talking about her, I want to talk about these places to promote Christian books. Somebody asked if I could put the sign back up so they can write some things down. Artistfirst.com is looking for authors. Authors wanted. And then we've got news tip at klove.com, info at tv45.org, and Greg West at WATC Atlanta, WATC.tv. These are just a few of the places where you can promote your Christian books. And we received this list from ShellyHitz.com, ShellyHitz.com. So we're excited about being able to share that information. Thank you very much, Shelly. We really do appreciate that. And just kind of keep in mind that we can always promote your books on our radio show. Mornings with the Queen Bee airs on 3 different streaming networks. We air on the Jericho Broadcast Network, New Life International Radio, and Breaking Ground Radio for YouMusic.com. So just kind of think about that, and just let us know about your upcoming event, your book, your organization, and we can feature you as well on an episode of Books and Besties. Okay. We got Evelyn. I'll bring you back in just a little bit. Looks like it's about time for, there. Okay, I see you, Sister Lakeisha. Thank you for joining us today. And we've got just a couple little videos, quick videos that we've got to play for you. And then we will be right back.
On April 1st, 2023, our Father woke me up to begin this writing. As my computer awoke from sleep mode, a Facebook memory popped up. At first, I didn't want to read it and fall down that rabbit hole of clicking and reading and clicking and scrolling. I had spent March 31st in the ebbs and flows of life, receiving great news and experiencing greater stress. During my waking hours, I longed for a peaceful night of rest, and last night did not disappoint. Now I see how God has allowed me to begin my healing from the grief. A marriage separation is a precarious place to be. On one hand, you miss the good times you shared with another. On the other hand, you find yourself traveling the cycles of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, as defined by a psychiatrist in 1969. This next part of my story made me smile, laugh, and rejoice over the memory. It made me see just how far I have come with my healing towards acceptance. The Winds of Change by Evangelist Angie B.
We are back with today's episode of Books and Besties. This is our weekly broadcast where we introduce you to books and their authors. We introduce you to entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, and community developers. So my co-host today is author Evelyn S. Brown. She is joining us, and she has invited some of her besties to join us. Evelyn, why don't you tell us about Sister Wilkins, because she's coming up next.
Yes, but this is a young lady that I met at the bookstore. She's also an author. We stay in communication now. You know, I met her there, and she wrote this book, and it's a very good book. I read the book, and I just stayed in touch with her because, you know, I enjoy having conversations. We talk to each other a couple of times a week, and she's writing other books, and I just enjoyed, you know, talking to her. She has a lot of things to say. She's very spiritual, and I just felt like she needed to come and talk about her book more.
All right, well, I'm bringing her in so she can talk about her book more. Oh my goodness. Hello, my dear. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Dr. Angie B. and also author Evelyn. Thank you for having me on your podcast. I really appreciate it. I hear great things about you. So I am here to talk about my book, A Goddess Second Chances, Revived by God. And Um, First, I want to apologize because I was trying to get ready and send the right link to everybody. So I want
You're
you,
fine.
I want to share with you I Got a Second Chances Revive by this book is about to
Where
feeling different things in life, feeling misunderstood, and she thought anywhere else than where she was. So
mm-hmm.
she thought the grass was greener on the other side. So she went out. When she went out there, she was looking for love. She was looking for love, and as she began to look for love, then when she got out there, the people that attract to her is the people who she thought love her, but it ended up turning into something that lust that she didn't understand, and she
Oh my
feeling.
goodness. Oh, we lost her. It was just getting good. Oh my
No,
goodness.
right? Yes,
Well,
this is a story that she can click back on.
yeah, hopefully she will. In the meantime, Devon Buchanan says hi. Hello, Devon. We appreciate you for joining us. Thank you so much. And it looks like we've got Sister Wilkins back, so we're going to bring her back in. Hey, story was
Hi.
just getting good. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
I don't. I'm sorry about that. My connection is not as great. I apologize, and hopefully I can get to talking. If it hang up again, I have to click back on. And can you
That'll be
excuse me?
fine. No
Okay.
problem. Technology does that sometimes. Okay, so finish
Yes.
telling us she was out looking for love, and what happened?
She was out looking for love in the wrong places, and the people she attract, she thought loved her, and it ends up turning into lust. And she hit rock bottom, got sick, got hurt, and was in pain. She thought anywhere else it'd be better, but when she found this, she knew that it was like she didn't understand. She didn't know where to turn to, but
Yeah.
she thought anywhere else she'd be like, I don't know about this. But
Wow.
she went back to a place she was very familiar with, but her mom began to tell her about God. But she didn't hear it right then and there. But her mom began to tell her how he can, change her life around for the better. So that's where she wrestled with, but she stepped out on faith on that. But I want you to read the story. I want you to read the story.
Oh, now what was the inspiration behind this book?
Well, the inspiration about this book is, well, I wanted the inspiration about this book. I wanted people to know that Jesus Christ can heal people. I wanted them to know that Jesus Christ could heal, he could save them. I wanted this generation that was growing up, teenagers, young adults, or whoever would hear the story, I wanted them to know that Jesus is able to heal, save a person, and that God did it for her, and that God can do it for them as well. He could take
Absolutely.
anybody situation. I don't care what type of situation they could be in a mess. God could turn their life around for the better. God did it for her. He could do it for the same for somebody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Evelyn, did you have any quick questions?
What age do you think this book would really impact? What age group?
Well, the age group of, I believe, teenagers, young adults, but also, like I said, leaders in churches and different places that um, leaders in different places where they teaching them. This is a book that give tips about love, about who the love of our soul. This book is about healing. This book about like if somebody got hurt, been in pain at any time, that it turn them back to the love of their soul, which is Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
Because I actually read the book. And when I read the book, the first thing I thought of was my granddaughter, you know, in her 20s. The book been out a couple of years, right? But I think my granddaughter was 2 or 3 years, maybe in her about 24 or something when the book came out. And I immediately thought about her, especially the way she was dealing with relationships and loves and things that she was going through. I said, oh, wow, this would be a perfect book for her to read because somebody else is going through, you know, the things that she's going through and how they got through it and how they turned to God finally, you know, because I'm still trying to get her on that type of path, you know. So the book was like perfect for her. I gave her the book to read. Now, how much she read, I can't say, but she said she would read the book.
Yes. I had this intention, like when I first wrote the book, before I wrote the book, God told me to write. Now I wasn't a writer at the time, but he told me, he said, write. And he had somebody to call me up and said, write, you know, and I said, who, me? Right. So that's how I got started writing, and this story began to form, you know, and that's where a second chances revive had came, and the Lord took my mess, in the midst of my mess, in the midst of my pain and my hurt, you know, and touched my life, you know. He allowed me to know, I don't care what you've been through, what kind of mess you've been in. I could use that story. I could use that for my glory. So he was sharing that with me, and like I said, not only because everybody got a story to tell, but he was allowing me to know that, okay, I'm going to take your story and use it, but you're going to help this generation that's coming up. You're going to help these teenagers coming up. You're going to help these young adults. You're going to let them know that he is God. Jesus is Lord. You're going to let him know that I'm the one who healed you, because he healed me. He healed me. You know, he turned my life around for the better. Like, if Jesus didn't do it, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be existent. If he didn't touch me with his love, if he didn't touch me with his love, I wouldn't even be here. He took a messed up, broken person and just touched my heart. And that's where he touched me. And I was shocked. I was shocked that he was able to do that, because I did not know. I didn't have a relationship with Christ. I didn't know him like that. And he healed my body before I even got saved.
Oh,
I just stepped out
wow.
in my brokenness. And when someone came to me and said, the Lord gonna heal you, I just took that, and then I was like, this man don't know me. This man don't know me. He don't know my story. He don't know me. But God, in my darkness, in the secret place, in that darkness, the Lord touched my life and turned it around for the better.
Wow.
And he did it for me. He could do the same thing for somebody else. So I'll allow this generation to know that there is hope. So my inspiration behind writing this book is allowing people to know that there's hurt. I mean, not hurt. In the midst of hurt, there's hope. There's love. And that's Jesus Christ.
Amen. Amen. Mike Sand says amen. And he gave you a heart. And we had a comment from Talia. She said she feels that your book can relate to any women at any age, just depending on their circumstances and their maturity level. As women, we tend to make bad decisions, lusting. We think is love, but until we understand, we need to love ourselves and God first. I love that. Thank you so much for that input, Talia. Thank you. Thank you so much. I tell you, a book can change a person's life, not just the author, but the reader as well. And it sounds like that's exactly what has happened with Talia. She has experienced your book and has come to some understanding about it. Tell us, how can we get a copy of your book?
Well, you could get a copy of my book From Amazon.com. I'm on Amazon.com. Also BarnesandNobles.com. Also, I'm on West Bold Publishing Company as well, and also in the Jesus Bible and Gift Store in Island, New Jersey.
Okay.
And also, I'm at Crossroads Book of Life. And I got a lot of platforms by the grace of God, but Crossroads Book of Life in Hillside, New Jersey.
Okay.
So that's where my books are. Or I'm still looking to order books so I can be able to hand out the books, and I'm still working on that. I know it takes money.
Absolutely.
So, still working on that, Angie.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Sister Wilkins, we are so grateful that you have joined us today. Is there any final comment that you may have that you want to leave with people?
I would tell people that there is hope beyond my book. Beyond my book, there is hope out there. And if we just in that dark place, if we just, seek the true love, if we just seek the true love, he can turn our life around better. He will not reject you. He will accept you. And he will give you that hope, that peace that you look for in life. And he will be the love of your soul. He will give you the desires of your heart. I don't care where you are in your life. You could be like, oh God, why am I going through this? Why am I here? In your mess, in your depression, and whatever you go through, God can heal you. God can save you. You just call on the name of the Lord.
Amen. I needed that today. I needed that. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We appreciate you for being our guest today. Thank you so much. Be sure you stay in touch with us so that when you have something new, I'm not going to say if, when you have something new, you can come join us again on Books and Besties. It would be an honor to have you join us again.
And thank you for having me. Thank you.
No problem. Oh, Minister Patricia Williams says, this is a powerful book of healing of the soul and body. It gives hope. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Minister. Thank you.
And I would like to thank you for having me, and Author Avalon for having me to join. And I wish my reception was, a little better over here, but I really appreciate it. I was kind of nervous in the beginning. I don't know if you saw it, but I'm kind of nervous in the beginning. I'm getting used to talking. And Minister Williams always teach me, Niasia, keep on talking. But I thank you. I really appreciate it, Dr. Angie and Author Avalon. Number one, I want to thank the Lord for having me up here. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure.
Okay, we're going to let you go, and we hope to see you again soon. And we got a little bit of information that we need to share with you. And then our next guest, Jerry and Clarence, will be joining us after this break. We'll be right back, you guys.
Step into a world of resilience and self-discovery with this captivating memoir. Through heartfelt anecdotes and profound reflections, the author takes readers on a transformative journey, navigating family dynamics and finding solace in faith. With raw honesty, they confront domestic violence and the challenges of the pandemic, showcasing the strength of the human spirit. This memoir inspires hope, resilience, and the power of never giving up, even in life's darkest moments. Discover the courage to rise above adversity today. Available now on all major platforms. Unbroken Spirit, A Journey to Redemption by Avalon S. Brown.
The Me Project, a woman's guide to thriving in singlehood by visionary author Alexandria Evelyn Johnson and courageous women around the world, featuring a new personal testimony from me, Evangelist Angie B. It's time to order your copy by email to evangelistangb@gmail.com. A woman's guide to thriving in singlehood. The Me Project.
dfcmarket.com.
If you or someone you know needs help coping with depression, anxiety, or PTSD, overcoming low self-esteem, or managing major life transitions, we invite you to schedule a free consultation call for telehealth clients. Shekinah Downs, licensed clinical social worker, is now accepting new telehealth clients. In the office, too. Schedule a free consultation by calling 386-385-4483. That's 386-385-4483. In the brand new Daytona Beach office as well. 50 to 60-minute individual therapy sessions and a variety of insurance plans are accepted. Couples therapy and coaching is coming soon. We invite you to log on to cjaqis.com. Schedule a free consultation by calling 386-385-4483. That's 386-385-4483.
We are so grateful for the authors that are joining us today. You are logged on to Books and Besties. This is our new weekly broadcast that introduces you to authors, entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, and those in the community that are doing wonderful things. We have heard from a couple of authors today, and we're really celebrating it. This is February 1st, and I have been telling everybody for the past couple of weeks that February 1st, this new book comes out. There is hope for me yet. This true love story about Jerry and her chief. And I am thrilled. I'm just absolutely thrilled to hold it in my hand, to flip through and to be able to see the pictures and the colors. And oh my goodness, I love this like I love myself. And the authors of this book are with us today, Jerry and Clarence. So Avalon, I want you to come on back in because I don't want you to miss Jerry and Clarence. Oh my goodness, there they are. Ooh, I gotta get them to sit just a little bit closer together, but there they are. They gotta act like they know each other. Welcome to the show, you two. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations on your new book.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
How did it feel when you took it out the package for the first time?
Couldn't believe it. It was like, this is us. This is the book. Couldn't believe it. So thankful and so grateful.
Yeah. And it's a good thick read, Avalon. You're going to be engrossed in it for a little bit. It's not just a hit it and quit it. It's the whole relationship into this one. Oh my goodness. I'm glad that you guys are here together. Avalon works with Angie B Productions as our book formatter. So she helped to put your book together to submit it to Amazon. I don't know how to do that. She's the professional at that, you know.
Hi, Avalon.
Hi, how are you?
Finding you. Thank you.
I'm loving that story. Gives me hope.
Great.
I tell you what, Avalon said something that was sweet. I hope she remembers it. But I want you guys to know that you inspired her to do something with a book that she had already written. Do you want to tell them what you decided to do, Avalon?
Yes, I had originally written this book called My Two Bishops and Mother. And it was a story about how my father came up as a bishop, and him turning the church over to the bishop that's been there since he passed away in '93. So then after helping Angie with your book, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this book and rewrite it, but I'm only going to focus on my mom and dad, because when my mom was in the nursing home, she would dictate to me. Somehow I got her, because, her mind was kind of wandering. But then I got her to start talking about my dad again by her, because he wasn't my biological father, but he brought me up from a baby. I didn't find out about my biological father till I was about 25. But anyway,
Oh, wow.
They met when they were 2 years old on a compound down in the South. And this was like in the 1930s or somewhere around the 20s, 30s. And he told her at the age of 2, like, you're going to be my wife. So, they came up together all down South, went through different things. Ended up getting, she was going out with all kind of guys, different guys, not all kind, but different guys. At the age of 16, they got married. They ended up getting married, and down the road, they moved up north. And I came up north when I was like 2 years old. But the thing is, she dictated to me, and I was writing their story. So I decided, I said, you know what, I'm going to revise this book and base it on my mom and dad's story and life story and their journey together. So that book inspired me. Yeah, I really love that story.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, your book really. We have another person that worked on your book. She helped with the editing. Her name's Sonia. And Sonia called me on webcam and said, okay, I'm finished with it. I'm emailing it back to you. And she was tearful. And I'm like, are you all right? She said, that book it's finished. You got it. That's it. Let me go wash my face. She was just, oh my goodness, it really touched her. And so, Clarence, how does it feel? How does it feel to be an author?
Different. The comments that people are making, and so it makes for a good feeling.
Yeah.
He said I've never done anything like this before. He said, so I don't really know how to be or how to. I said, well, we're just going to enjoy it and roll with it day at a time,
Yeah. So I wanted Avalon and I wanted to give you guys a couple of tips about being new authors, because once you're an author, it's like you're an entrepreneur. It's like you've started a business, right? Avalon, you can't take your light bill money and buy books. You got to you gotta work it, in the way God wants us to be good stewards of the money that he's giving us, Right. So Avalon, you got a couple of tips about being an author? Because wait, before she does that, let me show y'all. Y'all think y'all are excited. Look at the books that Avalon has written.
Oh my. Wow.
That's really something.
About nursing and a memoir and children's books. So give us a tip about being an author, Avalon.
But for me, if like it's in school, hated writing papers. Never knew that I would be an author either, but it was just something that came down from God when I was in church. My knee was hurting, and the mother of the church said, you always talk about one day you want to write your story about nursing. Now's the time to write the book. I had no idea which way to go. So she said, go to the library. So I, went to the library, and it started from there. Once I wrote the first book, I just started, ideas just started coming to my head. And I started writing a memoir about what went on in nursing. Then I did the children's book that my grandchildren are all the characters, then nursing books. But it seems like once you do that first book, all of a sudden, you get those ideas start coming to you, other things that's going on in your life. You want to put your life story out there that can help others. So it's like if there's something in your head pushing you, like I should write about this, go ahead and write it. Just start writing something down, and then you'll find out you'll just keep writing and writing, and things keep coming to you. So yeah, and then you find out, oh wow, when the book is out, I wasn't the only one who went through this, so it's helping another person who might be going through that, and even your book, I'm 67, and I was like, wow, I got hope for love. Because I was like, okay, I'm old now, just get it. But your story is like, you know what God has in store for you. Life is not over. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear what you're saying, because that's a big help. I was just speaking with my son yesterday, and he says, Mom, he says, don't stop. He said, I read that and it's beautiful. He said it brought tears to his eyes. He said, you have so much more to tell. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay. And he says, I'm serious, Mom. I said, okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, got to keep it going. Yes.
And Clarence, we have beta readers. These are people that will read a book and help to write a review to help us to promote it. And so your buddy Marcus from the Beauty Bazaar, he was a beta reader and read the book, and he said, I just read the love story and it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I mean, it's not just women gushing over the book, the men folk kind of like it too.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, my tip for becoming a new author is to separate your money so that, you don't financially resent the book later on. It initially takes an investment just to get the book written. That's an investment of your time, and your time is valuable, whether you're retired or not. Your time is valuable. Then it includes an investment of your money. You've got to get it published. It's got to be edited, formatted. Somebody got to do the cover. Somebody got to print it. You got to get that stuff done. And you want to be able to get that money back where it came from. Mm-hmm. Some people say, well, when you start a business, don't use your own money, use somebody else's money. Okay, well, maybe the somebody else was your retirement fund, your savings account, your credit card, wherever it came from, it needs to go back. Mm-hmm. So this is something that I teach the students in our YEP program, our Youth Entrepreneur Author Program, that just because you got a book in your hand and you sold it for $10 doesn't mean you can go to the movies with that $10. You can't get a new video game with that $10. Yeah. Some of that money has to go back in the pot so you could buy another book to replace the one you sold. And some of that money has to repay your parents or your credit card or whoever loaned you the money to get things started. So the first few books that you're selling, that money really isn't yours until you've paid off that initial investment yet. I've talked to too many authors that later on down the line, I didn't know it was going to cost this much, and now I got to buy my books just to turn around and sell them. And don't give a book away. Somebody going to ask you, will you bless me with a book? And you got to think about that. You spent money on that book, and you got to get that back. So y'all are brand new authors today. And that's what I want y'all to know about that. Okay, you got a couple of fans. Angeline is here. She's saying, hey, Mama Jerry. Hey.
Hey.
Is watching us. And she sent a bunch of hearts. And yeah. She says she loves this. And so this is what we do on Books and Besties. We try to introduce you to authors and why they are writing. Why did you guys decide to write this book? Was there a little bee in your ear that would y'all?
Yes, there was a little bee in our ear. and God put her in our life for this reason. And we are so grateful and so blessed because it was time, but we didn't know. It was time, but it was in God's plan. And he used Angie to help us through it. By me going to the Bald and Beautiful Bazaar, I'm telling you, I met so many wonderful people, and it had me come out of my shell. Yeah. So I'm beginning to come out of my shell even more. First of all, God designed this
Yeah.
And I didn't know
Wow.
why
Yeah.
or anything, but we're getting the feel of seeing why and everything now. It's beautiful.
Wow. I tell you, Avalon, this was the couple that I think I told you about where we got them here on StreamYard and interviewed them initially. And they told us about their love story. And then we downloaded the transcript, turned it into, Microsoft Word document and sent it back to them. And I think when I first sent it to them, it had maybe 4,000 words, maybe. And I told them, I said, we have to really try to get to 10,000 words for it to be a good book, And they sent it back. It's got like 100 pages, 17 gazillion thousand words. They just kept on typing and adding. And at one point, Jerry said, "I'll be in my room, and Clarence will be in his room, and we're just working on it together."
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's a beautiful story. Yes, we especially love that you gave tributes to your first spouses. You could have just talked about the past 3 years, how you met and how you got married, but you chose to talk about Jean and Pepper. And so I am grateful for that. I'm grateful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a part of our lives in the beginning, and we didn't want to lose that because that was love there. We both had wonderful relationships. Mm-hmm. And I said never again because I would not find another Jean. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't for me to find another Jean. It was for me to walk into the door and let Clarence, God did it. God did all of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He definitely did. He definitely did.
Clarence is asking, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about when we met. As you know, it was on Christian Mingle. And Clarence asked me, he said, "Did you know how old I was?" And I said, "No, I thought that was the number to the, what did I say to the?
Just the member number.
A member number or something." He said, "No, that's how old I was." And I said, "Oh, well, too late now." Yeah, it's a blessing.
Clarence, what was the hardest part about writing? People always complain that they don't have time to write or they can't figure out where to start. What was difficult for you at first?
Well, that was it. A place to start. I like the term. Anytime as a minister, you always have to be driving at a particular point, at least one. And so after a while, it came pretty easy because we knew what points we were driving at.
Yeah, you're right. You got to have a reason to write it.
Yeah.
You got to have a reason. You got to have a deadline. I like to think every Sunday somebody got to have a sermon put together, and so that's your reason and your deadline. But this was a little different. We kind of brainstormed. We said it would be nice if it would be out for Black History Month because of the discrimination that you talk about in the book. Right. So I thought that was appropriate. I thought it was good to have it out this month because of Valentine's Day and everybody's in love and wanting to be in love. Mm-hmm. and it worked out. Avalon, I mean, I got the email that said the print and the ebook are live on Amazon, right? And I squealed. I was like, because Avalon and I have been working on another book, and it was just one thing after another, and I was like, okay, we got to get through this. But yours just went through I think we had to adjust the cover maybe once or twice, and the rest of it just went through. I wonder if oh my goodness, it was just beautiful, just a godsend. It was a godsend. Jerry, tell us about some of the other themes that are in the book. We know it's y'all's love story. We know it talks about discrimination. What else do you talk about in the book?
I also talk about the adoption. Both of my kids were adopted, and they were both 2 months old at the time of adoption. It talks about that. It talks about not being able to conceive. It also talks about mental time that I went through when I found out about my biological dad. I was like in my 30s, and all those years I just didn't know.
Yeah.
So it talks about how I got through that. Wow. It talks about other little things, I guess.
It talks just briefly about enough to get me wanting y'all to write another book. Just a little bit. There was a picture of y'all in here that I love this picture of y'all. Y'all always color coordinated. I mean, and then your wedding picture.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yes, I hope you guys are writing again. You deal with alopecia awareness.
Yes, alopecia. That's a big part of it too. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it was a picture of y'all with bowling outfits on. Tell me about bowling, Clarence.
Go, Clarence.
We bowl 3 times a week. Not too long ago, I had a 289.
Wow.
Not too many days ago.
Yep. He loves to bowl. That is his activity. And I love it too. He's a very good trainer. He's teaching me even better. And I've gotten so much better from when I started. So I'm doing
great.
Okay. I'm doing good, but no, Clarence is awesome. You cannot believe. People look at him and they say, wow, he bowls so well. I says, yeah, you don't know his age either. But he's good. He's real good.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm so glad about it. So glad.
We also talked about what marriage is built upon.
Okay. You want to share a tip or two about what marriage is built on?
Well, most people, they prepare for the ceremony without preparing for life. Most people want to be happy, but what does that look like? So based upon building a relationship together, the outworking of that, happiness will be a byproduct of that.
Yeah.
But we just don't want to be happy. What does that look like? So happiness is a byproduct of building together a good, lasting relationship.
Yes.
How to know how to communicate. How to, based upon the vow or the commitment that you made at the time of your wedding, that has to purposely be the basis for your marriage, that you can fall back on that.
Well,
commitment.
Fall back on.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's more than words. A vow is not like a contract.
Okay.
Because God is a part of that. God should be at the center of the relationship.
Right.
We don't want to have a relationship where we want an H relationship where we stand like this, and that bar in the middle is the Lord.
Okay.
We don't want to fall on one another, that I can't live without you type situation. I can't build other relationships. A person has to be a person.
Yes.
There has to be other relationships in a marriage, friendships and so forth. And a person is still a person. It's somewhat of a, I can't think of the word right now, but two becoming one. A paradox.
Commitment.
Yeah, particles. Two becoming one. That's the whole thing. That God has to be a part of that.
Wow.
It's not that people who are not Christians can't do that, but you're better off accomplishing that if God is partnering with you in the relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can get it done.
Yeah.
You just got to be sure God is right there.
A part of it.
Well, Minister Patricia Williams says, congratulations on your new book on couple relationships. What a blessing. What a blessing. Thank you for that. And then we do have a couple of shout outs. We got some viewers that have given you guys some hearts. Tracy Small has given you a heart, and Mike Sand is in the audience. And then Evangelist Tahara Thompson has joined us, and she's given us a heart. So thank you for watching. And Dr. Little has given us a thumbs up. So thank you so much for joining us today on this Saturday. And I know that this is just an exciting day. It's the start of Black History Month. It's the start of us telling everybody to grab a copy of your book. And you will absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I tell you, now this is just from a publishing point of view. I just want to say this. These pictures of your spouses that you put in the book, they were perfect. I mean, they look like they're brand new pictures that you guys just recently took. I'm so grateful that I didn't want them to come out grainy or black and white. They came out perfect.
They did. They came out really nice.
They came out perfect. Avalon, I'm not trying to hog up all the time. I know you got questions for them.
No, I'm just listening. I just love the story and just listening.
Yeah, it is a beautiful story. And I tell you what, Clarence is quiet and reserved, but when his wife is modeling, when she's on that runway, she is just, oh my goodness. And he just lights up. There were a couple of times I just looked over at him and he was beaming. He just was beaming. You couldn't tell him nothing. So I'm looking forward to them coming back. Looking forward to it.
Yes, we are too. Yes.
So listen, I've got a challenge for you and then got a couple of announcements to make, but this is your challenge. This is a picture of all the books that Avalon has written.
Okay.
She's written memoirs and training books and inspirational books for nurses and a bunch of children's books. So I need y'all to hurry up and write so that you'll have as many books as she has. That's your challenge.
That's awesome, Avalon.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's her book. She retired from 43 years as a nurse and got to work writing books. So y'all gonna have to write a bowling guide, a guide for bowlers.
Right.
How do we get it straight down there? Turning into the gutter.
Yep. Step by step.
Step by step. Yep. And Avalon, I'm going to see them at the Fresh Book Festival. This is a year in literacy. This is the 9th annual Film Festival weekend and the 14th annual Book Festival. And they are going to be authors at my table. Oh, wow. We're going to be introducing them for the first time. That's February 21st through the 22nd. And they'll be in Daytona Beach with me. So I'm looking forward to introducing them to all the sponsors and the other authors that are going to be there. I'm excited about that. And then I want to have an opportunity to interview you guys during the 24 Hours of Favor. Now that's Mother's Day weekend, so I may have to pre-record you guys so that the audience can see it. 24 Hours of Favor is our 24-hour broadcast. We've done it now for 3 years. but it's a charity event for those parents that have perinatal and postpartum mood disorders. You know, some mothers just don't bond with their children. Some fathers just have trouble. And so I like to bring in like the book of Titus, which tells us the older women are supposed to teach the younger women. And this is an opportunity for us to do that. I'd love for you two to talk about adoption and how it affected you. And Clarence, I'd like for you to talk about being away from your children while you served in the military. We just kind of assume that it's okay for dad to go off and he'd be gone for months at a time, but that must really mess with good fathers, you know, the fathers that really want to be there, you know. So these are some topics that I want you guys to think about. We're going to bring you on the broadcast in May, but that it's just powerful the way your book just has so many different topics and subtopics. Your time in the military, I tell you, discrimination and everything else. I don't want to tell the whole book, but it's too good to put down. It is too good to put down. You talk about therapy and the marriage proposal, and then the new home for your new bride.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that, Clarence. Your new home.
Well, we had been in the home on Bonnie Brae for 47 years. I told Jerry, you know, you need to put your touch on it. But the realization was we needed to be in a home that we call ours.
Yeah.
And so a year, maybe just a little over a year, we opted to buy another home. And she has really done marvelous with this. She has really made it home.
Look at them blushing. Look at them.
Yeah, I enjoy because I know it was a big change for him being in a home for 40-something years to come into a new home. But I enjoyed decorating it to both of our likings. I asked him, how do you like this? How you like that? He's so easy. He's so laid back and calm. And I'm the one that's like, oh, you know, and he's so laid back and so calm. So he said, oh, yeah, I like that. And how'd you do this? And you want me to do that? And I said, no, I can do it. And I had to learn to let him be a part of helping me do things. Like I'll stand up on something. I said, I'm going to change that light bulb, or I'm going to do. He says, no, I can do that. You don't have to change the light bulb. You don't have to, you know. So it's been fun. It's been fun.
That is a blessing. There is hope for me yet. That's the name of the book. There's hope for me yet. Oh my goodness. And last night or yesterday, my daughter was watching old war movies, Navy-based war movies, and the USS this and the USS that, and I just thought about it. I said, I'm gonna be able to talk to Chief today. The chief. That is wonderful. Well, we're going to have to make plans to get to, where are you? Avalon in New Jersey?
I'm in New Jersey, yes.
Yeah, we're going to have to get up to New Jersey and have a book signing. We're going to have to figure that out. And they are in Indianapolis, Indiana. So you're going to have to come travel with us, sweetie. You're going to have to come on down.
That'd be
nice. I have to get out of New Jersey.
Yep.
That'd be nice. We'll have to see how far New Jersey is from us.
Well, I'm not that far from the Newark airport, so I'm like 20 minutes away. So I'm in that area.
Okay.
Newark, you know. You were having something up here. There's like how many hotels by the airport up there?
That's good. That's good. Okay, we're going to get ready to get out of here. I don't want to keep everybody, but I'm so grateful that you were able to log on. The next thing that we're going to do is look at places to promote Christian books, because this is definitely a Christian book. So we're going to get this list out to everybody so that they can start listing their books here. And again, we want to congratulate you both for being first-time authors. Your book launched today.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm gonna see you later on this month in Daytona Beach at the Fresh Book Festival. I'm so excited. This has just been great news all the way around.
We're so excited too to come to the Fresh Book Festival.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also Clarence's birthday. I gotta give a shout out before it gets here. It's February the 6th.
Okay.
And we are going to celebrate it in Hawaii.
Wow. Nice.
So I'm so looking forward to that.
Oh my goodness. Well, I will be sure not to call y'all for those couple of days. Oh, Emma, did you hear that? They going to Hawaii for his birthday.
Wow, nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have one other statement. Minister Patricia Williams said, I'd like to invite you to put your book in Crossroads of Life bookstore in New Jersey. Sister Avalon is one of our authors and the event coordinator. Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, praise God. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you, Minister Patricia. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
That's great.
That's exciting. All right. Well, I'll connect you guys on Facebook so you can talk.
Okay.
And Avalon will tell you everything you have to do, and then we'll figure it out. Oh, look at God.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Avalon, it's so nice meeting you.
You too. And I'm telling you, I love y'all story. I just got all kind of stuff going in my head. I do have one question though. I have one question. Did you say that y'all met online on a dating line?
Yeah.
Really? How was that experience? How was that experience? I'm just curious because I'm kind of like leery about online things.
Okay, tell her yours.
Online, regardless to what the platform is, people can run risk being online. So I talked to a representative who explained to me what to look for if someone is not on the up and up. And but I guess Christian mingle would be better to get on than one that is not, like a Christian platform. But it worked out good for us.
It did. It worked out good for us.
That was the thing.
But everybody that's on there, they're not Christians, because I ran across scammers. There are scammers on there, and you have to be careful and prayerful. I was only on Christian Mingles for 1 week.
I was on for 2.
And if I hadn't have met Clarence, that would have been it. But I met Clarence and I was like, is this too good to be true? I said, Lord, is he real or is he a scammer? And he wasn't a scammer. I mean, we got to talking and he says, let's get off of this and let's exchange phone numbers and talk. We talk that way. Then we start FaceTiming each other, playing games, FaceTiming each other and laughing. And then we decided, Clarence, he said, let's meet in person. And that was maybe after a month. And he said, we'll meet halfway. So we met halfway from Toledo, Ohio, which was
Fort Wayne,
Indiana. And that was halfway to where he lived. we met, and it was so awesome because I was like, okay, he's here, he's real, and I'm like, okay. And then tell him you came up with a little incident. You said
that first time we met, I didn't know it, but I had wasted some mustard on my pants. And we're sitting there in the restaurant where we met, and I looked down, I said, and saw that mustard. I said, she gonna think I'm some kind of stumble bum.
And it was just funny. It was funny. It was kind of cute, but it was funny. He said, I didn't know if you were going to talk to me again or not. It was cute.
But it all worked out.
Yeah.
So sweet. And that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Oh, love it.
3 years and 5 months ago.
Oh, excuse me. The chief is keeping track. Yeah.
Wow.
So grateful to both of you.
We started talking in March and got married in November.
Mm-hmm.
October
9th.
October 9th. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
My daughter asked me, aren't you going to wait? I said, for what? Old as I am.
we weren't out for courting and dating. God put us together, so it's like,
And there's no boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes. Well, this is it again. The brand new book is out today. There's hope for me yet. Jerry and Her Chief, A True Love Story by Geraldine and Clarence Hooks Sr. So grateful. So grateful. And shout out to Malachi for designing this beautiful book cover.
Yes.
Shout out. Yeah. It is absolutely beautiful. All right, we're going to let you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you so much to the both of you. I appreciate it. I love you much, and I'll be in touch sooner than later.
Okay, we love you too.
God bless.
All right, bye. Thank you for being my co-host today. I couldn't have got through this day without your help, dear.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. This is Books and Besties. We are here with you weekends, Saturdays, beginning at 11 a.m. Our goal is to bring you authors, entrepreneurs, business owners, and community leaders so that you can be blessed by learning more about what they're doing. And so we appreciate you all for watching. Thank you for your comments, and I hope I haven't missed anybody. Shout out to Minister Patricia Williams. Thank you for your input today. Thank you so much, dear. I certainly do appreciate you. You got any closing thoughts? Any closing comments, sweetie?
I'm good. I'm just thankful that you invited me to be your co-host and all the wonderful authors that we had on here today. Thank God for them. And just enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Oh, thank you so much, dear. All right. If it's the Lord's will, we'll be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. with another episode of Books and Besties. Have a good one, sweetie.
Take care.